Holy crap, that accuracy! Alright folks, the Kampfpanzer 𝗟𝗵𝘂 early model. It is pretty good. It is basically justifying the 7.5 rating I gave it. Very quick to aim gun, very accurate. The downside to it is the gun depression, and the alpha slightly, but it's still pretty decent. It is nimble, it is quick, able to keep up with medium tanks like the STB or the UDES 1516, or sometimes the Russians like the Object 140 or T-62A without the turbocharger. So this thing is pretty quick, it has armor. Downside to it is it's not impressive, like 10 degrees of gun depression or lack of a commander hatch weak spot on top, but still pretty good. I definitely would recommend this vehicle over the Lion or the 780, but you're not going to get the chance of getting it anymore. Look at this! What is this lemming train? 6-7 vehicle over here? Only I shot the EBR. Come on guys. It was danger close. 50 meters or even more. About 100 meters at the most, but come on. 6-7 vehicles can shoot the EBR. Jesus. I tried to shoot the tracks and got the upper plate. Oh no. Well, gun depression is still good. Teammates are still good. We have a bunch. So, let me train out the wazoo, but ooh, VZ55 gets a little bit bold. How about the 268? Ooh, dog. Big hits. He's reloading. I have the DPM. Shoot the lower plate. He should be slightly reloaded now, but yeah, he's 268 got him twice. Object 140. I can ram him with the dozer blade. Oof. I mean, it's a slaughter. Don't spread out your team, but it's a lemming train. Of all vehicles with gun depression, versatile, chieftains, and this thing, and the E5. This is what the E5 could have been if they haven't nerfed it. Nerfed the commander hatch to like 220, 230 millimeter effective from the original 250. So, if the E5 was just as good, they nerfed it. But Super Conqueror is not as fast, and oh my god, Jesus Christ, it's a slaughter. The downside to this vehicle is obviously the gun depression. 8 degrees is workable, but you'll feel it. You'll definitely feel this gun depression compared to the Super Conqueror, or compared to the Chieftain for that matter. But yeah, I mean, if this thing would have 10 degrees of gun depression, no commander hatch weak spot, about 60 kilometers per hour top speed with about 20 horsepower per ton ratio, keeping the dispersion, the aim time, the accuracy, it will be at 8.5. It will be just as good as the Chieftain, but currently it's still 7.5 because of the weak spots, the gun depression, and slightly lack of alpha. But I rolled a few 320s while playing this thing, so kind of frustrating, but sometimes you roll like 470 or so. So you get lucky, you get unlucky. It's the RNG. The upside to it is the DPM buff from the super test. Definitely need the DPM buff. Need the high explosive penetration buff, DPM buff. Accuracy aim time buff is appreciated, but not the dramatic one like the DPM. So definitely rate this vehicle higher than the Lion or the 780. Surprisingly, I don't know how I feel about the 780. It just rubs me the wrong way. Maybe it's because of the DPM, maybe because of the accuracy, the Russian lack of a loader into ammo rack without safe stowage, right? Christ. Slaughterfest. Bunch of chieftains, bunch of everybody playing the Kampfpanzer. It's just insane. If only you can lower the dozer blade and dig a trench for yourself to go haul down, but that's kind of overkill. This is not War Thunder. So I have the mastery badge in this vehicle, but it doesn't take that much, surprisingly. On the scale, on the XVM rated scale, you should earn about 1400 or so for the actual Ace Tanker Mastery Badge, but I got it under like 1200 for some reason. Alright. Oh, 705. You have no actual towns to go to, it's all hills. Exposing your lower plate, exposing your drive wheel. Alpha is still kind of low, but whatever. I move on to the actual Ace Tanker Mastery Badge. Ace Tanker Mastery Badge. Alright, my Ace Tanker Mastery Badge gameplay on Westfield. So some hills to work with, but it's mostly 8 degrees against IS-7. With about like what, 5 degrees? 6 at best? Maybe 7? No, it's not 7 degrees. It's only about 6 or so on the IS-7. But yeah, not a good map for IS-7s, but you still have a lot of tank destroyers to deal with. And there's a few 50 TP and AE phase 1s to work with as well. So don't get spotted right off the bat like the Su-130PM. The view range is pretty good, or unless his camo is off. Maybe his camo is off, but yeah, it's a hill battle with not that much gun depression to work with. So exposing your lower plate, exposing your commander hatch, wonder which, but somehow the XP required for Ace Tankery is not that high, surprisingly. It's only about 1200. Oh god. Got exploded by a 𝗟𝗵𝘂𝗆 Yeah, that doesn't feel good. 420 high explosive anti-tank pin and about 300 normally AP, but KV4 spamming gold. I mean, it should at this point. AE phase 1, you have not as much DPM as this thing, and this thing actually reversed pretty decently. 15, I think, 15 or so. But with a turbocharger or experimental turbocharger, it's about 18 or so, or 19. So still pretty good. Have to deal with the KV4 somewhere. Oh, never mind. The Su-130PM is back. IS-7 spamming gold, yada yada, of course. Where's the KV4? Intuition, switch to gold shell, switch to normal shell. Try for the hatch. It's impossible most of the time. 99.9% of the time you're not getting the hatch on the IS-7 unless you're tall enough. But then again, still pretty rough. Hatch on the 50 TP is easier though. A lot easier. 2 IS-7s. There's tank destroyers still. Likely 𝗟𝗵𝘂𝗆𝘆 or so. We already know the KV4 is there. And the WZ and STRV-103 hasn't been spotted yet, so don't want to get hit with those shells. I'm taking my time. And besides, if I go for the IS-7, the 50 TP will show at my turret sides. So waiting for the bottom or the BZ to pick up. BZ and the Cobra is picking up, as well as the 𝗟𝗵𝘂𝗆𝗆 is charging, so use them as meat shield. There's the KV4. Line up the blind shot, it doesn't go through. Oof. Yeah, it's not there anymore. Alright, 𝗟𝗵𝘂𝗆𝗆, go charge in. One IS-7 bolted, other one stayed, but BZ comes in. I'll take another pot shot at him for spamming gold shell. Destroy his tracks. Oh, didn't destroy his tracks. Oh, 𝗟𝗵𝘂𝗆𝗆 destroy him. Oh, there we go. Nuke him from orbit. KV4 is there. I see you now. There you go. You don't have that much health with the KV4 KTTS. His loader's dead. Your weak spot leads to loader dying. Or was it the commander hatch? Whatever, his loader is dead. 𝗟𝗵𝘂𝗆𝘆 is AFK. Switch to high explosive. Ah, yummy alpha. So definitely penetration buff on the high explosive is very worthwhile or justified or needed. But DPM buff also very necessary. Otherwise 2200 DPM, yeah, it doesn't cut it. That doesn't cut the butter with this thing. Ugh. It's a little prototype 𝗵𝘂𝘆 with a 100mm, I presume. Same gun on the Lorraine 40T, except no autoloader. Oh, try to take a pot shot, miss. Alright. STRV. Where the hell was the WZ? Just evaporated somewhere? Alright. Spotted. STRV. It's fine. I'm worried about the leopards and the sniper medium tanks on the back end of the hills. So if you charge at the STRV or the 𝗵𝘂𝘆, the hill climbers will shoot at you. You're in the valley, of course, so disadvantage position. Anakin, I have the high ground. Always keep to the high ground. General Kenobi. I will deal with this Jedi slime myself. Oh, there's the slime. 𝗵𝘂𝘆 ran away. Why do you run into the open? Okay, you just eviscerated. Ugh. Yeah. Don't go into the open. I mean, in that case scenario, you'll be better in the valley with your teammates supporting on the hill, sniping across the map. But who would have thunk, right? Who would have known? STRV 103, I thought he was pointing towards those tree lines or bushes, but I was being a little bit more cautious. You don't want to expose yourself in the middle of the valley and being shot at from both sides, so go towards the buildings. There are still a few 105mm in play with a 90 on the Indian Panzer. Suppose all of them are upgraded. Suppose. I saw a tree. That's likely the STRV. Oh, it's an Indian Panzer. Alright. The guard is pushing on the right flank, so we'll take better time now. They're being distracted by the guard. There's the STRV. Alpha. Come on, 360 Alpha. Ammo rack is damaged. 320 Alpha, 330 Alpha, fine, whatever. God damn it. He's dead. Snap across the map. Very quick aim time. Always love to see it. Yeah, this vehicle is pretty good. 7.5 is still justified, I think. I mean, it's very accurate. It's very nimble. Downside to it is 8 degrees gun depression, like I said, but Alpha might seem low. You still have the DPM to work with. High explosive got buffed. You still have a weak spot with the commander hatch. Yeah, 7.5. I mean, Concept 1B is at 8.5. Mostly because about 20 horsepower per ton ratio with 40 kilometers per hour top speed. It is very nimble. DPM is not bad. It has no weak spot on the turret, so that's an 8.5. High explosive round, nice alpha damage. Delicious alpha damage. What? Got the turret. Turret's damaged, but only 55 alpha damage. Oh, there you go, folks. 𝗖𝗵𝘂𝘆 mastery badge. Not half bad. And there you have it, folks. The Kampfpanzer 07P early model. So deal a lot of damage in a very short amount of time. Assemble the lemmings. 5, 6, 7 vehicles can shoot at 1 EBR. Okay. But as long as you deal the damage, about 5,000 per match, you'll get the credits. As long as you don't get penetrated yourself, but repair the vehicle also costs a lot of money. Surprisingly, not that much XP needed for the 𝗖𝗵𝘂𝘆 mastery badge. Right? I mean, it's only 1200 or so. Surprisingly, very surprisingly, but yeah, I don't feel that much heated of a battle. It's only against the IS-7, but IS-7 spams all the gold shell. Okay. So don't spam the gold, you have the accuracy, you have the penetration. 270 is pretty decent for normal APCR. But this vehicle is fast. It can keep up with stuff like the STB, UDES, and 𝗖𝗵𝘂_𝗆𝗆 is outdated, but the patent is over. Oh my god, why is the patent so slow? So this vehicle is pretty nimble, pretty fast, decent gun. I would highly recommend this vehicle over stuff like the Lion, over the Object 780. Something about the 780 just doesn't rub me the right way for some reason. I mean, doesn't have a loader, doesn't have safe sewage. I mean, surprisingly accurate. I mean, it's quick to aim too. 7 degrees of gun depression too. Why do I not like this vehicle? Is it because of DPM? I mean, it has about 400 less DPM, 500 less DPM than the Kampfpanzer, but I mean, it's still relatively decently mobile too. Armor is also not half bad. It is troll-ish too. Why do I not like this vehicle? Maybe I have not that good of an experience with this thing. I mean, I would definitely play the Lion over the 780, but I would definitely play the Kampfpanzer over the Lion. Lion is actually alright, but I have tasted the Leopard 1, so yeah, the Lion is not as good as the Leopard 1 in that aspects, but mostly because of the shell velocity, I think, for AP round compared to standard APCR. But there you go, folks. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys for watching. As always, if you don't have the credits, don't worry about it. The vehicle's alright. It's not busted like a Chieftain, so not the craziest, but it is still pretty expensive. Pretty expensive. But as always, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
雨はいつか